Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to import a piece of legislation into the Indigo platform. In this case we're going to be doing an eThekwini municipal bylaw. So I've downloaded from the eThekwini website, I've downloaded the bylaw that I'm interested in. I've got it here. You can see it's a good few pages long. It's about 49 pages long. What I generally do just before I import a bylaw is I take a quick look at the Gazette and I just take a look at how well it's laid out. You can see it's proper text, it's not an image. There's a table of contents. We're going to have to make sure Indigo removes that, otherwise it gets confused. And the one thing I really want to look at is how do definitions appear, how do section titles appear in the document. In this case, the heading comes before the number. We're going to have to tell Indigo that. So to kick it off, I go to Indigo and I say import a document. And I drag and drop my PDF. And I indicate here that the section heading comes before the section number, which we saw in that document. Then we say import. Now it's going to take a few minutes to do the import, about 30 seconds or so. Okay, so we've got our imported bylaw. And you can see on the left here, this is a bit confused. It's not sure what's going on. But I'm going to start off focusing on the metadata for now. So the short title of this bylaw, if we go down, it's often right at the end of a bylaw or an act. It's got the title. You can see here it says short title. The bylaw is called the eThekwini Municipal Waste Removal Bylaw 2016. So I'm going to cut and paste that and use that as a title. Then it's a bylaw for eThekwini. And it was introduced, we can see the year it was introduced by looking at the Gazette information. This was passed in 2016. In fact, it's on the 25th of August 2016. So let's change that to 2016. And if this is an act, this would be a number for the act, such as Act 5 of 2016. Bylaws don't have that, so I just use a short name for the bylaw. In this case, I'm going to call it waste removal. So we said the publication date was 25th of August 2016. It was published in the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Gazette, and it is publication number 1722. We also can see right again at the short title, it says, and takes effect 6 months after the date of publication. So that's the commencement date. It's 6 months after the publication date, which makes it the 25th of February. Then we make sure the expression date is correct, so it's initial publication date. And that's the basics of the metadata, so let's save. Now, if I look at the entire document, you can see it's got a whole bunch of things wrong here. This is because Indigo tried to pick up the table of contents and it wasn't able to remove it. So we need to go in, and the first thing we do is get rid of some of the stuff at the start that we don't actually need. So we're going to remove a lot of the preamble at the start of the bylaw that we don't need. So we want to keep that. And that. Then I'm going to remove this table of contents because Indigo will add its own. So the table of contents goes up to here. And you can see in this case, it didn't quite pick up the definitions section number correctly, so we're just going to fix that. So it'll get that wrong sometimes 50% of the time. So that's basics. I'm going to save that for now. Let's update that. And we'll see on the left-hand side that the table of contents will be, on the left here, will be fixed up once it's processed the updates, now that we've removed that table of contents entry. You can see here now it's looking better already. So chapter 1, chapter 2, etc. We're still going to need to sort these things out, which we can do now. So now what I generally do is you edit the entire document and you start going through it, removing some of the issues and correcting the issues that have been imported. I notice that this shows up a few times in the document and I don't want to have to manually remove them all. So I'm going to use find and replace to just delete those. So I go edit, replace. I've cut and pasted that, so paste it there. I'm going to replace it with nothing and I'm going to say replace all. There you go. Those have all disappeared. So that's useful. It doesn't matter if they're blank lines here, those get ignored. So let's update that. So we pick up those, we get rid of the blank lines. And then I'm going to run through the first chapter, that definition section, and I'm going to run through each chapter on its own and make corrections where necessary. So let's start with definitions. You can see here it missed B. It had A and C, but B was kept on the same line, so I want to fix that. We're going to have a few of these floating around. That text there is taken from at the top of the page here, and it's difficult for Indigo to get rid of that, so we're going to have to remove that manually. And we just do it by carefully going through the document, keeping our eyes open for strange things that need to be fixed. You can see here again that A letter was on the same line. It needs to be broken onto a new line. I pick those up by looking for a B or a C when there's no A, or a 1 or a 2, like here. You can see there's a 2, but there was no 1. And the easy thing is you just pop it onto a new line. Again, A, C, so we're missing a B. So now you can see here again, this is a section and it hasn't picked up the fact that that's a section heading because it got the number wrong. So let's fix that. And this also is a section. So we just move the number to the start of the section. And this is the last one. Okay, so now when I update this, you'll see here, it'll expand. Now you got it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then chapter 2. And I'm just going to do this for each of the chapters. It's really quite simple. So I just run through it, delete things that weren't imported correctly, and fix things up. So page numbers. Okay, that looks okay. Now you'll see this will be fixed up nicely. There you go, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that generally means we've got all the sections there, so that looks fine. So let's go to chapter 3. Can delete that. Again, it's messed up the section numbers here, so let's fix that. And that one. There we go, 17, 18, 19, 20. Clearly there's a 21 missing here. That we'll probably find here. You can see it right at the top there. There's a 24. And a 25. Looks good. Let's check here, 22, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. So missing 26, that'll probably show up here. There we go. So let's remove the 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, looks okay, 31. Cool. Chapter 6, we're missing 32 and 34, so no doubt we'll find them in here. There we go. There's 34. So when you've done this for a little bit, you get pretty good at just skimming down the left-hand side here and looking for some oddities. And just keeping your eye open, like it should be going 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. It shouldn't be skipping things. So that looks okay. So here we should get now 32, 3, 4, 5. Great. Let's check chapter 7. We need to get rid of that. Otherwise all the sections are there, so that looks good. It's 37. Check 30, chapter 8. That looks fine except for that. Chapter 9. I'm just checking at 36, 7, 8, 39, 40, 41, 42. So yeah, that's looking okay. Chapter 10, 41 and 42. We need to get rid of that guy. And we're missing a 43 there. So let's edit this whole section and fix that up. So 41, 2, 3. This one looks a bit wrong. Chapter 11 is 44. We need to get rid of that. Chapter 12. That looks okay. 45, 6, 7, 8, 9, 51, 2. We're missing a 3 there. See how chapter 13 looks. Oh, that looks wrong. What I do in a case like this is I jump to the section in the PDF. So at section 50 in the PDF, I want subsection 5. I suspect all of this should be on the same line. So let's just check that. Section 50 in the PDF. Yeah, it crosses a page, but that's all one paragraph. So I can bring that onto the same line. And we missed section 53. Cool, 49, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing a 55, probably it. There it is. '56, 57, 58, and we've missed 59. Okay, let's save that for now. So there we go. In about 13 minutes, we've pulled in the bulk of the body of the bylaw without having to retype too much at all, and it's looking good. Let's check the schedules. So schedules can be a little bit funny in how they're formatted because they're more freely formatted. We can see in the PDF that the schedule is called Schedule 1, and then there's a subtitle, Laws Repealed, Section 58. And if we look in ours, we don't have Schedule 1. So we need to change that. And we can do that by saying Schedule 1, and then the Laws Repealed, we can put on that on the same line. Then we've got the bylaw of the former municipality of Durban. That's that heading there. Now we want to turn this into a table. Now the easiest way of doing that, so you can see it's got some things a little wrong, number of year, title, and extent of repeal. What I'm going to do is put those on the same line. I'm going to pull all of these together, and I'm going to show you a little trick to make this a bit easier. So that's roughly the table. It's not quite correct, but we'll edit the table in a second. So we highlight all the lines we want to turn into a table. I click Edit, Insert Table, and each line is going to make a row in the table. Now we can edit them here using the table editor. I can do things like that. But if you're not comfortable in the table editor, let's edit the table inline, which is a bit easier. So I come here, I click Edit Table. I need 2 more columns on the right. And the 3 headings I need are number and year of law, title, and extent of repeal. Number and year of law. So let's take title out and put it there. And take extent of repeal, put it there. So that's my heading row. So I want to highlight all 3 and say their heading, makes them bold. Now this one is Municipal Notice number 40 of 1985. So Municipal Notice number 40 of 1985. The title is Tariff of Charges in Terms of the Refuse Removal Bylaws, Municipality of Durban. Tariff of Charges in Terms of the Refuse Removal Bylaws, Municipality of Durban. And then this part is that third column. Whoops. So now this row doesn't have anything in it, so I can say just delete the row. Then we do the same thing. This is going to go at the end. Refuse Removal Bylaws, eThekwini Municipality. Delete this row, and that is missing the number 2002. Refuse Removal Bylaws, eThekwini Municipality. We click Update, and we click Save. And that's it. We've got a good bylaw here. We can check the preview. Shows the commencement date, and it's looking pretty good. The last thing we do is we want to pick up defined terms. So we click Analysis, Defined Terms. Hasn't got any here. We click Find and Link Defined Terms. It'll go through the document and find the terms that have definitions and link them in. There we go. And we also want to find references to acts. Now this is usually done on import, so it's probably not going to find anything new, but it's worth doing it again. And now if we come to definitions, you can see these are bold. That means it's picked them up. So we're good to go. We click Save. And at this point, we could publish it. What I generally do is do another pass through and just check the ABCs here and just make sure those have been picked up correctly. Sometimes it will, I've missed one as I've gone through and it's got an A, a B, or a C in the middle of an item rather than on a new line. But yeah, you get pretty good at going through it and just eyeballing it to make sure that it looks reasonable and checking it as you go. And there we go. In under 20 minutes, we've got a whole bylaw up. We've got defined terms. We've got links to other acts. It's well formatted. We've got tables. We've got schedules.